49ers locker room reaction here from Buffalo on the field that saw the Bills beat the 49ers 35-10. This was the playing surface, a lot of snow. 49ers in the locker room said that the snow was actually caking to their cleats. It was slippery. It was hard to get that snow out. You probably saw them struggling with it throughout the whole game, but they did make sure to emphasize that the Bills were playing in the same conditions. Christian McCaffrey's status at top of mind. I talked with Christian very briefly in the locker room. Obviously, the mood was grim. He had crutches and he had a big brace on his right knee. Kyle Shanahan said a PCL injury to Christian McCaffrey's knee. It might be a season ender. And obviously the 49ers at this point, 5 games left to play, 2 games back now, 5-7, sole possession of last place following the devastation here in Buffalo. They're going to be seriously thinking about shutting Christian McCaffrey down for the season, even if he technically is available to come back for the 49ers before it's all said and done. Fred Warner also playing through a broken ankle. We'll see what the decision on Fred Warner moving forward is. But the 49ers have now been blown out in 2 straight weeks. Their defense it has been horrendous. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. 38-10 against the Packers, 125 rushing yards given up in the first half, and 35-10 here to Buffalo with 142 rushing yards given up in the first half. It's hard to believe they played a football field on this surface, but it is cool to see. It is cool to walk around the field. Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. This might be the last opportunity I get to do something like this because they're building a new stadium in Buffalo. Although that one will be open air as well. They'll have the stands covered, but not the field. 49ers are 5-7. This is the season from hell that moved to the North Pole. That's all you can really say. A team that has been beaten down by all the big games that it played, all the marathons that it went through over the past 3 seasons. Finally, hit its limit as far as being able to physically hang on this season. The injuries racked up, and now they've been blown out for 2 straight weeks. They return home to play the Chicago Bears. The Bills were coming off their bye week. The schedule, by the way, for the 49ers this year, crazy. 4 teams coming off their bye. The Bears are going to have extra rest because they played on Thanksgiving. So it doesn't get any easier from a rest advantage standpoint for the 49ers. They got to fly home now. They're not going to be back until 5 a.m. Pacific time, landing in San Francisco. So then it's still going to be a bus ride back to the South Bay. I mean, this is a low for the 49ers. This is brutal. And we have a lot to break down this week. I still think that Kyle Shanahan hasn't rediscovered his fastball. I think they were really derailed today by the Christian McCaffrey injury. I think that if there is a positive, it is how well the 49ers did run the ball, but Shanahan has been unable to leverage those runs into room in the pass game. And the Bills had all kinds of room in the pass game. Josh Allen on that 4th down before the crazy play over there where he threw the ball, then caught the lateral, then dove in. First player to be credited with a touchdown pass and a touchdown reception on one play since Marcus Mariota. Before that play, he had a wide open receiver. 49ers aren't dealing with wide open receivers. Brock Purdy's not getting that luxury this season. They tried to throw a few screen passes, still not enough. And just in general, the offense has not been clicking the way the 49ers needed to, even though they got a good rushing performance today. Thought a bright spot was Ben Barch, the left guard who filled in for Aaron Banks, who has a concussion. And back when Christian McCaffrey was running wild early in this game before the knee injury, Ben Barch was blocking well for the 49ers, opening things up for San Francisco. But just like this season has gone, they were unable to put a finish to anything. And I thought that the Kyle Juszczyk fumble, I talked to him about that in the locker room, just an embodiment of the struggles of this season. Taylor Rapp, the safety out of Washington, came in, perfect punch out at the 1-yard line, right before Juszczyk was able to get to the goal line. Ball came squirting out, and the 49ers have been unable to finish in the red zone this year. Offensively, it's been really bad, and as a team, they haven't been able to finish games. They lost a brutal one in triple digits to Arizona where they blew a 4th quarter lead. They lost to the Rams, they blew a 4th quarter lead. They lost to the Seattle Seahawks when they blew a 4th quarter lead. That put them into this bind in the first place. Well, that play, the Juszczyk fumble on the goal line, was a great example of not being able to finish. It was the symbolic encapsulation of a season where the 49ers have simply run out of gas. Sometimes it just happens, especially after a long run. They're going to have to find a way to regroup and retool. Obviously, they're not mathematically done yet, but this has been a huge punch in the gut losing both the Green Bay game and this game. It was always going to be hard to mathematically recover from this, and now the 49ers have to push forward despite the avalanche of odds being against them. So it's the Bears coming up next here from the home of the Bills. Congratulations, by the way, to the Buffalo Bills. They have clinched the AFC East title on December 1st. So from the pains of losing in triple-digit weather, that started this 49ers collapse to Arizona, to the North Pole, to losing here. I feel like I'm in the Hoth system. That's an Empire Strikes Back reference. The 49ers journey has spiraled downhill. That's a wrap from Buffalo. Time to fly back to the West Coast. 35-10 Bills. Here's a look into the 49ers locker room.
It hits pretty hard. You know, that's one of my best friends. It's one of my best teammates and one of our best players. So, you know, to see him go down definitely makes it tough. But it's that along with a lot of other things and something that, you know, it doesn't fully hit you until the game ends. So it sucks.
It seemed like you guys were continually trying to kick the snow out of your cleats. Was there a real issue with the footing out there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both teams had to deal with it, but yeah, it was tough to get your footing out there. It would take up on your heels a lot, but you know, they were playing on the same field.
What happened with the bumper?
He got a good shot on it. Felt like I had it, you know, locked up, and he punched right on it, and it's a good play by him.
Sure. Question I'm sure, how frustrating is it when you see the end zone?
Extremely. You know, it sucks. I don't get a ton of opportunities, so every one of them means so much to me. So when something like that happens, you know, I take it personally, and you know, it's just something that I never want to happen, and something I'll do everything to try and fix.
For a lot of this game, you were over 6 yards a carry against a good run defense. Do you guys feel that you got some of those run blocking issues figured out this game?
I mean, we felt like we did have some good things going on in the run game. You know, hopefully we had some things figured out, but it's always so hard to say in a game like this, you know, with this environment. You know, hopefully there's something that we can build off of from that going into the next week, but we'll see.
No, there are obviously really good players that are not on the field for you guys. But then had two road games against really good teams that were 38-10 and 35-10.
Right.
The Niners.
Right.
I mean, can you explain what's going on? Is this, do you view this as like unacceptable?
It's hard to say without watching the tape yet, but it's definitely not to our standard, and it's you know, something we've already spoke about that. You know, the optimist would say, you know, we're 2 games out, there's still 5 games to play, which is absolutely true. But you know, you don't even want to say that because we're not playing good football right now, and that needs to change on both sides. We got to do a better job taking care of the ball on offense. We got to score in the red zone. And, you know, defense, I'll let them speak for what they need to do. But we need to be a better football team, and it definitely has not been to our standard the last 2 weeks.
How do you guys turn the corner after a loss like this?
Get away for a day or two here. You know, reset your mind, and you got to come back fighting on Wednesday. I mean, that's the thing with football. Like, there's nothing else to do but come back and go to work. And we know that no matter how bad things can be, no matter how bleak it can, you know, look at times, your only option is to go back to work. So we're going to do that on Wednesday and try and figure some things out.
What was Kyle's message to you guys after the game?
Kind of what I just said, that the whole season's in front of us, but we need to be a better football team right now. And so that's going to be our big focus this week, is just getting better in all facets.
Hey Riz, yes. What time? Just tough loss, you know. Can't blame it on the conditions at all, but overall, we just gotta finish.
How do you guys turn it around and play better football?
I can't hear you.
How do you guys turn it around and play better football?
It's a good question. You know, get in, watch the tape, and just see the things that we got to correct, and then we just start off the practice on Wednesday and just move forward with that.
It seemed like when the kickoff happened, the snow started to really come down, and it got worse and worse as the game went on. Were you guys expecting that? I mean, was that a bit of a surprise? That
I wouldn't say it's a surprise. It's been snowing here for the past 2 days, so I mean, if you check the weather and you look, it said, I think it said it was supposed to stop snowing at like 3 o'clock, but it was going all game. But like I just said, like we can't blame the conditions. They played on the same field we played on, and overall we just gotta be better as a team.
When Christian went down, like intentionally, I don't know if you saw the play, but you saw him exit. What did that do to the whole team?
Honestly, I didn't know he was injured for a while. I was just looking around, I was like, "Where's Christian?" Then found out he was hurt. In the spur of the moment, kind of like into the game, and you really don't know what's going on. But I still don't know what's going on with him. But overall, hope he's good, better than we hope, of course.
Kyle commented that he just feels like you guys haven't found your way yet this season, and with 5 games left, what do you need to do to find it?
We just got to be better as a whole, as a team, offense, defense, special teams. That's just what we got to do.
It seemed like the snow was really sticky. I don't think I've ever seen snow get stuck in cleats like that. Have you ever experienced that?
Nah, I haven't. A couple more for Debo.
You guys were missing a lot of guys. Missed guys before in past seasons, but is there just too many people missing right now?
I wouldn't say that's the case. Injuries come with this game. We fall through injuries like previous years, so we can't just sit back and be like, we missing this person, we missing this person. At the end of the day, like, you got to be a man. You got to man up. You got to go out here and make plays. At the end of the day, you're here to make plays, and that's just what we got to do as a team.
All right, thanks, Steve. Reeds just didn't give you to George and played, so it's just sort of how it went. But obviously, we'd love to get George balls as many times as we can, and it sucks that we didn't. So.
Right, but you mentioned some of the success you had with the run. Christian looked like himself or closer to himself tonight. Just being, he gets an 18-year run and almost gets for a touchdown, and then he's hurt. What kind of hit was that to take as a team, just in terms of morale and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we all saw what he was doing, and he was on fire, man. He looked great, hitting the holes hard, and bouncing off guys and making some really explosive plays, and that's huge. And so, obviously, to lose a guy like Christian, it sucks. And so, hopefully, we can get him back soon. And but I thought JP and Isaac came in and did a good job too. So, but yeah, I mean, it sucks. He's one of the best running backs in the league. And we lose him like that, I think it takes away just sort of how we do some things within the offense. But it sucks.
Brock, was it tough to keep your shoulder loose? Was it tough to keep your shoulder loose in the conditions? And how did it feel?
No, arm felt good. Obviously it was cold and stuff. So if any other game that I played in my career and it was cold out, I'd have to do a little bit more warming up and stuff like that. So yeah, it was cold.
you made a tackle with that shoulder, I think. Does that kind of underscore that the shoulder felt pretty good? Were you thinking about it at all on that play?
No, I was just trying to save a touchdown and get him out of bounds and stuff. So, but yeah, no, nothing came of it or anything. Arm feels good.
These last 2 weeks have obviously been very decisive losses. How does that affect the mood, the feeling afterward in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. This just isn't the standard that that we play with the last couple of years and stuff of our mentality of coming out to games and being the enforcers and the dominators. So to have 2 games like this back to back late in the season, it sucks. But for us, man, it's got to be next game up, and we can't be down in the dumps, man, because we still have an opportunity in front of us. So.
No one expected you guys to win 5 and 7 at this point. How do you sort of wrap your head around how you've gotten yourself into this position?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. All the games that we've been in outside the last 2, every drive matters. Every time you touch the ball matters, and finishing close games matters. And so now here we are, 5 and 7. That's just the reality of it. That's the NFL. But we got to man up and do something about it. And we have the right guys in the locker room to do that. I know that. I have faith in that. And it starts with myself too. Like I gotta do my job better. So everybody just has to be accountable for it, and we gotta come together at this time of the year and make it happen.
Kyle on Monday was asked about sort of the state of the division and where you guys stand, and said it feels like every game's must win now, like the position you were in. And now after losing again, and Seattle obviously won today, how do you view these next 5 games? Where's the urgency? Where's the state of as you look ahead and try to make your play?
For sure. I mean, every game's got to be must win for us. We don't have any room clearly if we want to make the playoffs and get ahead and do the thing that we've set out to do for the season, man. every win's got to be a must win. And so that's plain as day. We all know that. So, like I said, we also got to be accountable and grow from it. And we don't have a lot of room for error right now. We got to go. So.
Brock, how odd does it feel just not having a Trent Williams here, not having Nick Bosa, no BA, and McCaffrey again? What is it like when you're on the field or in the locker room?
Obviously those are some guys that have a lot of credibility with their careers and stuff and what they've done and are the best of the best. And so when you don't have those guys around, just the presence and stuff, you can feel that it's not there. And so yeah, it stinks. But at the same time, like we do have guys, it's the NFL, that can step in and do their job and do it well. And so like I said, man, we gotta grow up here. We gotta grow together. And even though we don't have those kind of guys, man, we can still get it done. And I believe it. So.
Focus on going 1-0, man. Go back to the drawing board. We got up next, I believe, the Bears. Transfer our focus onto the Bears and, try to get better every week.
It seems like it's just self-inflicted mistakes that you guys have been making. How do you keep from doing those?
Honing on the details, though. Honing on the details, execute the details. And I'm pretty sure we'll take the
They were able to hit the perimeter in the first half on some of those runs. Before watching the tape, do you know what went wrong on a couple of those big ones?
Not sure. I know on a big one where I could have stopped it. Same play they've been showing all year. Kind of got out there fast, and Cook's a good running back. So the edge and got gone. Yeah.
As a team, I mean, not you haven't been here for 7 years or anything, but this isn't the Niners standard.
No, I know.
You know that.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
There's kind of confusion about what's going on here. You guys are playing good teams. You're on the road. You're missing some guys, so that could be a lot of it. But do you feel like there's something else missing?
Honestly, no. I think we got the guys on this team that's active right now. I think we got the guys to win. So the injuries doesn't play a part. I think every guy that's out there is capable of doing their job. We just got to get the job done, man. Execution errors mainly on us, on the defense. But yeah, once we execute, man, I think everything will be good.
Game plan was for McCloud to go inside on first and second down, and then on third down, I was going to play outside, and RG would go inside for more pass downs.
He's just a bigger guy.
McCloud?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. He played a lot of nickel in his career. Obviously, he's played, I think, a bunch of nickel in New York, so I think they felt comfortable doing that with him.